Hey guys, Brian Karp Sales Giant. Week 6 of the Karp Chronicles. Really excited. We closed on our newest investment property. And as you guys know, I do these on Sundays or over the weekend for you. So it is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. We are heading out to give them the assignment of, so basically, you know I am dyslexic, but basically what these letters are is the seller who is no longer the seller, the old owner, is now assigning the tenants' leases over to us. So we just want to introduce ourselves as the new landlords. We want to discuss the game plan, and unfortunately we have to let them know that we're going to be turning the building over. So we're going to be asking all the tenants to leave, and then we're going to go in, we're going to lightly renovate the units, bring them up to 2025, and then we have our not-for-profit moving in. So I did have conversations with 2 of the tenants already. Seemed to go pretty well. One of them said he could be out by the middle of March. Seems like he was a Stony Brook student and he was going abroad. And then the other gentleman worked at a local school. He asked if he could stay to the end of the school year. So we'll work with him. I'm going to see if he could up his rent a little bit just so we're not bleeding as much. But we do our best to work with all of our tenants. So really excited about the building. It snowed here. So when you're a landlord and you own apartment buildings or multifamily property that have common spaces, you are responsible. So I had to reach out to my landscaper and said, add on this newest building. And for this one, we really only have to do the main hall, the main walk, because that is the only common space that 3 of the tenants walk through. The back unit has its own path, and that would be his responsibility. Let's go through some other things. A lot of new properties I'm gonna be putting on the market this week, so we'll dive into that. On Monday, I did a little Zoom with an old client of mine for almost 15 years ago, and he speaks Spanish, and he wanted me to jump on his podcast. And the really cool thing is he redid it with me in Spanish. So it was really cool to know that the Sales Giants information can go out to multiple different people in multiple different languages. I also, on Tuesday, I do a once a month mastermind. So we sat down and did the mastermind, and it was all about sales. And it was funny because I'm coaching, I don't want to say younger, so I'm coaching other people about sales. And, you know, sales has such a negative connotation to it, but I love sales. And what I was trying to explain to them is I don't consider myself a salesperson. I consider myself an advisor. And I said, one of the agents who's in the mastermind says, Brian, I've had trouble the last few times getting people to move forward and hiring me as their agent. And I said, well, I know why. And he was kind of like taken back, like, I haven't even told you anything. How do you know why? And what I said to him is, you're not asking enough questions, right? One of the reasons that I think I'm a great salesperson and I'm really an expert in working with people selling their houses, yes, I'm super knowledgeable, like almost to a point of obsession, but I am an advisor, and to be an advisor, I need all the data, all the questions. So I said, you're not asking the questions. And he's like, what do you mean, what are the questions? I'm like, well, why are they selling? You have to make sure that it's the right move for them. You have to make sure that what they're trying to accomplish is actually possible. And like, where are they going? I always want to know where someone's going. What do you owe on the property? Why I ask that? Because if we're going to shoot for a higher number that could take us an extra 4 months, but your mortgage payment's 10 grand, then let's save a 10 grand mortgage payment and shoot a little bit lower. Right? So I said, to really help people and really to be a good steward of sales, you need to know more information, because then you can advise them properly, right? So yes, I consider myself a salesperson and very proud of that, but I'm really just an advisor. So we kind of went through that. It's always fun doing that and chopping it up with them. I had a Zoom meeting with my financial advisor. I try to do it twice a year, at least once a year, just to go through everything. The Karp family's wealth is really in Suffolk County real estate, but I do a SEP every year, which is basically if you guys own a small business, you're allowed to put, I think, up to $70,000. And what it does is it actually helps defer some of your taxes. which is awesome. And it goes from top line revenue, right? So let's say your business made $1 million. If you put $50,000 into your SEP, now your business makes $950,000. And basically it's like a retirement account for business owners. So we met to go over that. We also went over some IRAs that he has of ours. And then we just went over all of our insurance policies. So I think it's really important that everybody has life insurance. And I made a huge mistake. I can't believe I did this. It's all going to work out. So I've always had life insurance and disability insurance. And the reason why was because, God forbid, I passed away. I want to make sure that Jess and the kids are like so set up. And then I also got disability insurance because, God forbid, I got hurt and I couldn't work anymore. But it's funny because I got that disability insurance when I was a construction worker. And I made $1,000 a week as a construction worker. So my disability insurance was $5,000 a month. So I actually looked at it, and now we're so blessed with our real estate portfolio and our other businesses. We honestly don't need that $5,000 a month. We'll take it, but we're buying properties, we're building streams of income. So it was cool that he was like, Bri, you don't really need the disability insurance. And, as someone who really just speaks for a living, right, and advises, I should be able to, God forbid, I hurt my leg or something like that, I should still be able to earn, and the portfolio is still going to spit. Now, the life insurance is where I really made the mistake on. I don't believe in, so I always do term insurance. So I had a $5 million policy because I felt like $5 million would just set up Jess and the kids. And I thought I did a 30-year term. And the reason why I did term was the goal was that we were going to be so affluent and so wealthy by the time I was 55 or 60 that we wouldn't need life insurance anymore at that time. Turns out I only did a 10-year term. So there's only like 3 years left in it. We looked at it, and I might be at this point now where I don't need life insurance anymore because we built so much real estate and so much wealth in real estate, which was really cool to see on that. But I can't believe that I thought that I was going to set the family up by 42 or 43. I would have never done that. To me, I'm such a scaredy cat. I always want to give and remember guys, I bought this back when I was 30, right? So I probably bought it when I was 32 or 33. So I would have definitely, I swore to them, I'm like, I would have definitely did a 20-year term or a 30-year term. I would have never bet the house that I was going to set everything up within 10 years. So I still have 2 years to decide on that. The hope is once we look through our financial eye, that we have enough income coming in that really we wouldn't need, or Jess wouldn't need that $5 million if I passed away. So it's cool to think that you've really built a great wealth for your family where you don't need the life insurance anymore. But I can't believe I messed up. That was a huge mess up on my part. I would have never done a 10-year. I would definitely do a 30-year just to protect myself. We also discussed the kids. What I've been doing for the kids is I did set up a 529 for both of them, but then they advised me to overfund a life insurance policy. So I've been doing that for like 7 years now, and it's built some really nice cash. The cool thing with that is they could also buy a house with the money if they decide not to go to school. And in 2 years, I will no longer have to fund it because the cash value has grown so much. It's just going to fund itself, which is really cool. Listen, I think the biggest thing with investing in anything, real estate or, life insurance tools, and I'm not, trust me, I'm just a guy on YouTube that's bald and sells a lot of houses. I'm not your advisor. So, reach out to someone who's a professional or has all the accolades on that end. I'm your real estate advisor, but not financial. I think the biggest takeaway is just start young. So however old you are right now, just start investing now because time just melts away and you really could build great wealth if you start really, really early, right? That was the key to us. We started super early buying real estate 20 years ago and look where we are today. Super excited. I am putting on a beautiful, the house needs work, but the location is gorgeous in Baldwin this week. It's waterfront. It's actually at the back of a canal for $630,000. So that's going to be fabulous. Photographer shot it yesterday because it wasn't snowing. I wanted to get some drone shots of the water views, and then he's going back Monday to shoot it. So hopefully I'll drop that this week. It was funny. I don't know if you guys follow me on social media, but I did a video because I had a cash buyer who's trying to, in my opinion, steal the house from my seller. And my seller was nice enough to say, just reach out to Brian. She didn't want to be bothered with it. because this guy was aggressive and no one's going to push me around. So I spoke to him very nice, and I was just like, dude, like, we're not selling to you for 500. It's going on for 630. And if it doesn't sell for that, we'll drop it to 6. But like, you're not stealing it 100 grand below asking. And he kept saying, he was like, dude, I'll give you both ends of commission. I want to get it before it hits the market. I'm like, you said the words, you want to get it before it hits the market. But my job is to get the most money possible for my clients. And the only way to know what something's worth is to put it on the market, right? Like, all the time I speak to people, I don't decide what they sell for. And neither do you. The market does. So it was an interesting conversation. He was very aggressive and hung up the phone on me. And I did a little skit where I was him and me. So excited about that one. Also putting on this week a beautiful house in Smithtown. This is North Smithtown. It is, if you're going to the bowl, it's going to be off to the right-hand side. Nice, sprawling 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch on a beautiful half-acre lot. House needs updating, going on for 600, which is a steal. The ranch in that neighborhood, 850, 900. It needs, windows, roofs, siding. It needs it all. But, you put 150, 200 in there, it's going to be a home run. So I'm definitely excited about that. Photographers going there Monday. And then my landscapers who also do junk removal and furniture moving are going to move some things. So we'll get that thing rocking and rolling. Big price adjustment. I have an amazing, this one, and this is what stinks about commercial real estate. It just doesn't have as much visibility, in my opinion, on some of the websites. It's just not as active as, you can't put commercial real estate on Zillow. So I have this amazing mixed use building in Patchogue. Like, check this thing out on Medford Avenue, which is Route 112. And we just dropped it. Now it's priced, like, to me, perfect. $830,000 mixed use building. Upstairs has a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't remember. I want to say 18 to 2000. And then the downstairs is beautiful. It's like totally, the whole building was redone 3 or 4 years ago. Nice parking lot, good visibility on 112. To me, it's great if someone has their business. It's office downstairs and residential upstairs. It's a home run. I'm literally going to go through my entire Rolodex and just send it out to anyone I know who owns a business. Because if you're renting, spending $3-4 grand a month, like, bring your operation here and own the asset. Because a lot of times I get called to sell or like look at someone's business, and at the end of the day, when someone goes to retire, their business is usually worthless, and the real asset is the real estate that their business was in. Example, that Deer Park property I was telling you guys about, multiple offers on it, hopefully making a decision this week. And it's a greenhouse. Like, he can't sell the greenhouse. No one's buying the greenhouse business. What's worth the most? The land the business is in. So if you own a business, you need to own the real estate that your business is in. I'm telling you, it's like a vital, vital, vital piece. Also had a call that I felt like was slightly over my head, but regarding the syndication. And we met with my accountant, our securities attorney, and also my accountant's got another arm to his business. And basically what we were going through is with my second project, which is the Troy project. This is my apartment syndication. We are changing the depreciation. So when you invest in a syndication, you become an owner of the real estate and you get a K1. So what we're doing is we're taking more of the depreciation to us as the general partners, but it doesn't hurt our limited partners because none of them are real estate professionals. Most of them can't even use the passive losses. So I wanted to understand it so I could explain it to my partners. B, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't negatively hurting my limited partners, which it's not. Basically, there's a word for it. I wrote it down, I gotta look for it. They're gonna recapture all of that anyway. They'll get all of that back anyway. Hold on, just text me. Are you still showering? No, I'm not still showering. I'm making this video. Hopefully she doesn't barge in. I'm almost done. So I just wanted to go through it all and understand it properly. But basically at the end of the day is we're taking the losses now because we could use them. And then when it goes to sell, they'll get them all back. So really excited about this syndication thing. It's so cool. I'm so into it. Let me see what else I have for you guys. Oh, let's end the week with this is we brought a private chef in to cook for Brody's 13th birthday, which was so cool. Everyone at the house got dressed up. I wore my suit. The boys wore their suits. This guy's cooked for me and Jess before. And yes, it was a little pricey. And I know you guys are saying, oh my God, you're so boozy, sales giant. But you go out to Insignia, it's going to be an expensive night. This is a little bit more expensive. But to me, it's so memorable. Like, he'll never forget his 13th birthday. He literally made the menu menu. Hold on, let's see if I could write back to her real quick and just say I'm in my office coming up soon. In office coming up in 10. The problem is I can't speak into my computer when I'm doing this, and normally if I do anything, I'm always speaking. Let's see if she writes back. It says come up now. It's Sunday, and I've already been in my office for hours. All right, so it was awesome. Brody literally put together the entire menu, and this guy cooked it. It was so cool. And she's calling, so I'm gonna finish this. I'll see you guys next week. Do me a favor, I should say this in the beginning. Like, subscribe, share this, right? I need you guys to subscribe so we can build this channel.